迎收看今天的汉天新闻，我是赵子彤。首先来看美国国内消息。尽管白宫于上周阻挠了通乌门的关键证人之一，美国驻欧盟大使桑德兰在国会作证，更明确表态不会配合弹劾调查。但据消息人士称，众议院的委员会计划于下周听取4名证人的证词。川普的前俄罗斯事务最高顾问希尔将于下周一作证。
The impeachment inquiry kicking off today with high-profile testimony from the president's former top Russia advisor, Fiona Hill. Hill is the first person from the White House to testify in the inquiry, trying to determine if President Trump pressured Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden, in exchange for military aid. Democrats hope the closed-door hearing will shed light on what role the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, played in influencing Ukraine's government. Hill was no longer serving as President Trump's top Russian advisor at the time of the controversial July 25th call with the Ukrainian president. But according to the New York Times, part of her testimony today is expected to include that Giuliani was running a shadow diplomacy effort in Ukraine. House Republicans blasting House Intel Committee Chairman Adam Schiff for issuing a subpoena to Hill, despite her willingness to testify.
She was going to come. She'd agreed to come. She was going to come voluntarily. But he's going to subpoena her, I believe, so he can ask certain questions and, again, keep those secret, except for the certain things that he wants to leak.
One official working on the inquiry tells CNN the subpoena was necessary because the White House has prevented so many witnesses from testifying. This as a slew of deadlines for administration officials to hand over documents hits this week, and private hearings are expected to ramp up. On Thursday, Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, is also set to testify under subpoena, where, according to the Washington Post, he will allegedly tell members the president directed him to send a text message stating there was no quid pro quo when pressed on why the U.S. was withholding nearly $400 million in military aid to Ukraine. The Post also reporting Sondland will testify he had no idea whether the president was telling him the truth. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State George Kent and the counsel to the State Department, Ulrich Breckball, are also scheduled to appear on Capitol Hill this week, though it's unclear if they will show.
据美国媒体报道，纽约槟城区18大道于当地时间10月12日，在初秋暖和的气候下举行了1年1度的哥伦布日大游行。同乐队、古董车和来自纽约各个区内不同小学的学生参加，欢乐声响彻大道。
The Italian band Scatini from Italy performing outside of St. Patrick's Cathedral this morning in anticipation of the Columbus Day Parade.
We are proud to be here.
It is the largest celebration of Italian-American culture and accomplishment in the world. Today, the 75th Columbus Day Parade joyously made its way up Fifth Avenue from 47th Street to 72nd, amidst an enormous throng celebrating their Italian heritage.
It's an overwhelming feeling of pride to be at the Columbus Day Parade today in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
It's been a New York institution since 1929, and an estimated crowd of hundreds of thousands turned out to enjoy all the color and pageantry, featuring marching bands, floats, and an endless array of performers. Martina Vitas of the Bronx is originally from Sicily and says it is something not to be missed.
Let everybody know that we're proud to be Italian, and Italians have contributed so much to everything that is made America, and we should be proud, and we are proud.
Massimo Ferragamo, son of legendary clothing designer Salvador Ferragamo, is the parade's grand marshal and says it's an honor.
Big day, very important, really, because it symbolizes so many things that Italy and America have in common. They're two fabulous countries, two countries where I spent all my life, half in one and half in the other, and I adore them both.
再来看国际方面的消息，台风海贝斯肆虐日本，造成多处河流溃堤、民宅淹水等灾情。据日本媒体报道，截至当地时间14日，已有31人丧生，至少15人失踪，超过175人受伤。当局出动11万救护人员，连夜搜救恐因洪灾受困的居民。 据日本气象厅预测，自周一起，部分地区仍会有大雨情况发生，呼吁民众严防河川泛滥、泥石流，并避免到溪水高涨的河川、山坡或山崖等危险处。
Japan is assessing the damage of its biggest storm in decades. Typhoon Hagibis made landfall on Saturday evening, leading to landslides and flooding that caused a number of fatalities, including dozens of injuries. The body of a man in his 60s was found in his flooded home in the apartment block behind me. A number of rivers in the region breached their banks, leading to widespread flooding of some houses close to those rivers. The JMA, Japan's meteorological agency, at one point said that they were seeing unprecedented amounts of rain. Now, several million people had been advised to evacuate the area. Many chose not to. They chose to hunker down. They stocked up on provisions ahead of the typhoon, leading to empty supermarket shelves. In fact, the capital city of Tokyo was much like a ghost town until Sunday morning. Now, there were many flights cancelled, also the bullet trains cancelled, local trains, and also there were 3 Rugby World Cup matches that had to be cancelled because of the storm. Now, on Sunday morning, Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, held an emergency meeting with his cabinet. He offered his condolences to those who had been killed or affected. And he also said that as well as the fire department, the police, the Coast Guard helping operations here, there were 27,000 members of Japan's military that were also going to be helping with the ongoing search and rescue operation. Paula Hancock's CNN, Kawasaki City, Japan.
本周，土耳其在美国总统川普的默许下，再一次入侵叙利亚北部，对曾经在打击极端组织伊斯兰国中出人出力的库尔德武装展开大规模攻势，并造成平民死亡。目前，川普政府正在考虑对土耳其实施经济制裁，制裁最快在接下来的1周内执行。
With this former top official on Russia, Fiona Hill, talking to lawmakers behind closed doors in the Ukraine investigation, President Trump is insisting that the mysterious whistleblower behind the impeachment inquiry be outed and forced to appear before Congress. Tweeting, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff now doesn't seem to want the whistleblower to testify. No, we must determine the whistleblower's identity to determine why this was done to the USA. The president wants to do more than just that, warning he may sue Schiff and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I actually told my lawyers, I said, sue him anyway. He's got immunity, but they can't mean immunity for that. I said, sue him anyway, even if we lose, the American public will understand. And sue Nancy Pelosi. Or maybe we should just impeach them.
Schiff argues there's good reason for the whistleblower to remain anonymous.
Given that we already have the call record, we don't need the whistleblower who wasn't on the call to tell us what took place during the call. We have the best evidence of that.
The president is mischaracterizing what happened on the call, claiming it was the leader of Ukraine who first criticized the former U.S. ambassador to that country, Marie Yovanovitch, during the conversation.
Even if you listen to the very good conversation that I had, a very, very good, no-pressure, congenial conversation with the new president of Ukraine, he had some things that were not flattering to say about her, and that came out of the blue.
But that's not true. In the rough transcript released by the White House, it's the president who brought it up first, saying the former ambassador from the United States, the woman, was bad news, and the people she was dealing with in the Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know that. Some Republicans are blasting the impeachment inquiry by linking the probe to Turkey's attacks on Kurdish forces in Syria.
It was not an accident that the Turks chose this moment to roll across the border. And I think the Democrats have got to pay very careful attention to the damage that they're doing with the impeachment proceedings.
But others in the GOP are still furious over the president's green light for the invasion of Syria. The president's handling of Turkey has drawn a big rebuke from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who released a strongly worded statement saying, quote, I am gravely concerned by recent events in Syria and by our nation's apparent response thus far. That rare dissent is leading to calls for sanctions against Turkey.
He's going to see a united front that I haven't seen in a long time, where Republicans and Democrats working with the administration are kind of come down on him like a ton of bricks, Iranian-type sanctions.
The president appears to be getting the message, tweeting he will impose sanctions on current and former Turkish government officials and that he will keep some U.S. forces in the region. The administration says it's not too late to punish Turkey.
It's definitely not too late. This is a complicated situation.
But Democrats insist Mr. Trump should take ownership of the slaughter of Kurdish U.S. allies.
We'll see what the sanctions are, but it's not going to solve the problem. The problem has already been created by the president giving Turkey a green light to invade Syria.
休息一下，马上回来。